Hi, I'm Brandon Harris. I'm the executive pastor here at Johns Creek United Methodist Church. I want to update you on an important decision made by our church council last fall that will impact our church's budget and our finances and how we'll raise money for ministry. It is important for you to know about this change because it does impact how we all work together to support the vital ministry we do here at Johns Creek UMC. In a nutshell, the church council decided to change the church's fiscal year from what it is now, namely July to June, to a January to December period that matches the calendar year. A fiscal year is the 12-month period that an organization uses for budgeting, financial planning, and financial reporting. Churches, like businesses, can choose any 12-month period that helps them to manage their financial operations, so long as they remain consistent. At one point, the July to June timeframe made sense for Johns Creek UMC, but it no longer does. Among the most important factors in deciding for this change are that we want our church's fiscal year to line up with most of the rest of the financial world. Most importantly for us, the fiscal year of the North Georgia Annual Conference and the fiscal year that our members and constituents use in their personal finances align with the calendar year, January to December. In fact, our district superintendent reports that he doesn't know of any other church with a fiscal year that doesn't align with the calendar year. One of the biggest places this impacts us is in the timeline for pastoral appointments. If our budgeting process and the pastoral appointment process don't line up, which is now the case, it makes it very difficult for us to remain flexible. So the church council believes that having these periods aligned will make church budgeting, financial stewardship campaigns, and financial reporting much easier. Our Finance Committee has created a plan and a timeline for changing our fiscal year that complies with accounting rules and will ensure that the vital ministry of our church can continue. I want to walk you through this process. The first part of the plan is the simple part, an adjustment to our financial calendar. When our current fiscal year ends on June 30th, 2018, we will begin a new partial year that will last for only 6 months. Having a 6-month fiscal year is mostly an accounting device to make sure we are transparent and accurate in our management of the church finances. And when that 6-month period ends on December 31, 2018, a new 12-month fiscal year will begin on January 1, 2019. After that, our fiscal year and the calendar year will be in alignment. The second part of the plan is where you come in. Our church depends on your generous giving to support our ministries and missions. And as you know, we ask you to let us know an estimate of your giving on an annual basis. This helps us plan a balanced budget and organize for effective ministry. Under our current system, we have conducted these annual financial stewardship campaigns in the spring. But when our fiscal year changes, it will make more sense to conduct them in the fall. But in order to avoid having 2 financial stewardship campaigns in 2018, one this spring for a 6-month fiscal period and one in the fall for the whole of 2019, what the stewardship team would like you to do is to estimate your giving for a full 18 months or 1.5 years. Again, this is important because knowing the estimated giving of our church family helps us plan for a balanced budget and organize effective ministry. There are a number of ways you can think about an 18-month commitment. You might think about a separate 6-month estimate and a 12-month estimate. You might plan your 12-month estimate as you usually do and then just add 50% of that to your estimate to come up with a 1.5-year total. Or you might think about what you plan to give per month and just multiply that by 18. Coming up with an 18-month number is relatively easy. The tricky part will be letting us know how to apply your estimate. Because of financial accounting rules, we need to know what you plan to give July through December of this year, and then January through December of next year in separate and discrete amounts. While this may seem overly detailed and complicated, it's important because we're committed to maintaining financial transparency and accuracy for the sake of our ministry together. We'll make sure this is all clear in the stewardship materials that come out this spring. Ultimately, we know that 2019 is a long way off in financial terms, and you may not be sure about what you can give over a year from now. We hope that this won't keep you from participating in our spring stewardship campaign. Please remember that these are estimates of giving. You can always change your estimate up or down if your financial circumstances change. I hope this provides you with a good understanding of this financial change and how it will impact you and our church. There will be several communications in the coming weeks as we begin the stewardship campaign to ensure that you understand what's happening with this change and to answer any further questions that you may have. But of course, our financial team is always ready and willing to answer any question you might have at any time. Thank you for your ministry with us and your financial support of the amazing work our church is doing to invite our neighbors into a deepening relationship with God, with each other, and with the world.